Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another semester of Bearcat Update. I'm your host, Jon Walker, and we'll just hop straight into it. To start things off, football kicked off their season last Thursday, taking on the Missouri Western Griffins in St. Joseph. Bearcats came out on top, winning 45-35. Let's take a look at some of those highlights. It was rivalry week as the Bearcats took on the Griffins in week 1. After a few Northwest touchdowns, Mo West responded with a fake field goal of their own to get on the board and cut the Bearcat lead. But here comes Isaiah Strayhorn pushing his way into the end zone for 6. Halftime score, Bearcats 28, Griffins 14. The second half was all Mo West after a score from quarterback Wyatt Stegerwald put the Griffins in front. But Northwest would battle back with a quarterback keeper from Braden Wright to ice the ball game. With plenty of touchdowns on both sides, Northwest gets the victory 45-35 to start their season. The football team will be back in action Saturday as they take on the Washburn Ichabods for the home opener. Our reporter Dylan Johnson was able to catch up with the team before last week to get a look at how the Bearcats prepared for this season. Dylan?
Expectations are always high for Bearcat sports, with the ultimate goal of winning a national championship. Bearcat football began this year's journey with a 35-45 win over Missouri Western State. However, despite their Week 1 victory, the Cats are not satisfied.
Coming in, our kickoff team was actually looking pretty good, and that was rough. Obviously they busted a couple of long ones.
I need to get better at communication. Being the linebacker, we kind of have to take charge and call the strength and get everyone lined up right, and we had 2 or 3 busts on that. Personally, I take that very seriously.
Typically, a team makes its greatest improvement from week 1 to week 2. And so what I want to see is a correction of the mistakes that we made last Thursday night. And I'm looking for growth, and I'm looking for a big uptick in our execution on both sides.
Senior running back Justin Rankin impressed head coach Rich Wright during their season opener, rushing for 130 yards.
It wasn't unexpected. We've been watching him for all spring and all camp, and so we were pretty confident that he was going to have a good day, and he did. I thought he played really well.
This being Rankin's last season, he chooses to keep his goals simple.
I just want to at least rush for over 1,000, and just have a good season. Go out with a bang with a good team. So,
the Bearcats' next game is on their home turf against Washburn University. Reporting for Bearcat Update, I'm Dylan Johnson.
Thanks, Dylan. We're going to take a quick break, but stick around. We've got a special guest up next. You're watching Bearcat Update on KNWT Channel 8.
Welcome back to Bearcat Update. I'm Jenny James, and this week we are down here at the Bearcat pitch, and I am joined by senior Emily Madden. Emily, thank you so much for joining us down here.
No problem.
All right, and we're going to take a walk on the pitch. So Emily, this is your senior season. You were a captain last year, but how are you taking on that leadership role with being a senior and a captain this year?
Honestly, leading this team is so easy. Our energy and our intensity is amazing this year. I think that's where we've grown this year the most, is just being like we're holding each other accountable, and we're working hard for each other. Just like today at practice, we did sprints at the end, and it's just so easy to lead when everyone's working hard.
That's so awesome.
I have great co-captains too, so that's
helps. Always great to have. And then this week you guys are heading to Springfield to play Drury and then Southwest Baptist on Sunday. You mentioned earlier that you guys had beaten Southwest Baptist last year. And so how are you looking to kind of take on those teams this weekend?
We're looking for our first 2 wins. That's we're just going to take it one weekend at a time. Coach is just really pushing us, like I said. I think I believe that we will get our wins this weekend. I think it'll be challenging. I've heard Drury's a really good team. We don't know what to expect from SBU because they probably want a little revenge, but yeah, we're looking for our first 2 wins, and we're looking for growth. We don't want to be at our best in our first 2 games, but we're looking to grow into our conference.
Yeah, for sure. And you mentioned growth. What else, taking a look back at last season, now to this season, what are you hoping to improve on and accomplish this year?
We want wins. We want to win this year. I think that's what everyone wants, obviously. We are looking to score more, to be better in the final third. We kind of struggled with that last year, and we're looking to build from the back, like start with our keeper and like go through all of our lines and build through the back and connect passes.
Okay, so you are a center back. For those that don't really know what that is, explain kind of what you do and what your role is.
Well, I mean, I'm on the back line. I'm defense, and I get the ball out of the box basically. Since I am the last line back, I can see the whole field, so I can like help direct people and like tell like a forward like, hey, this run's not working, make this run instead. So like it's nice to be like that coach can see me as a captain and he can trust me enough to be back there, because I was in the midline last year. So he said, let's push you back. I'm more comfortable. You can lead better back there. And I feel more comfortable leading back there because I can see everything.
So was that transition hard for you, or was that pretty easy?
It was kind of hard. I've never played defense before, so that was kind of a big step, but it's really easy, honestly, when I have good teammates next to me. It makes it a lot easier. So.
Well, I wish you guys the best of luck this weekend. You got 2 road games, but we're excited to have you back soon and for another home game. So good luck.
Thank you.
That is all we have for right now. We're going to take a quick break, but stick around. We've got more to come on Bearcat Update.
Let's do this.
Welcome back to Bearcat Update. The women's soccer team was able to walk away with a tie against Drury, with the final score being 2-2 on Friday, and unfortunately lost against Southwest Baptist on Sunday. Volleyball had a huge weekend in Topeka, Kansas, sweeping the competition and coming home with 4 wins. They played some tough teams, but ended up only giving away 3 sets throughout the whole weekend. The team hopes to carry that momentum throughout the course of their season. Our reporter Nolan Brooks sat down with Coach Amy Worth to talk about how they prepared for the year. Nolan?
A new season of Bearcat volleyball is underway. But with the new season comes new challenges. I recently caught up with head coach Amy Worth to find out what the expectations are for this season.
I think from the standpoint of expectations, I mean, we have the same goals as we had last year, so it doesn't change from that standpoint. And we didn't hit all of our goals last year, and we're at the same point as we were last year, just getting over that first hump of getting past the first round of the conference tournament.
This year's team is without their leading scorer in Maddie Bruder, thanks to graduation. But Worth tells me that this year's junior class has something a junior class doesn't normally have: experience.
So we have a junior class this year that has played a lot. And so the combination of them and the seniors together, I think, is a dynamite connection. They've been here the longest, and their relationships are the strongest. So we are going to lean on the seniors. We're going to lean on that junior class too, which I think is really fun to see as they step up.
Despite an impressive season last year, there's still one hurdle that this team just can't cross: the conference tournament. But this year, Worth has the team more focused on beating that goal more than ever.
To me, getting into the tournament and winning the first round is the big piece. We haven't gotten over that first hump, but then winning the postseason conference tournament is really something that we focus on when you think about the results. Because if we do win the postseason conference tournament, then we get an automatic qualification into the regionals.
After going a perfect 4-0 this past weekend in Topeka, the girls look to keep on trucking in the young season. For Bearcat Update, I'm Nolan Brooks.
Thanks, Nolan. The volleyball team will be back in action on Friday as they head down to Springfield to play in the Drury tournament. Also in action last weekend were the men's and women's cross-country teams as they started their season competing in the Bearcat Open. The men's team came in first and swept all of the top 4 spots, with Kareem Achengli leading the pack and placing first with a time of 22 minutes and 15 seconds. The women's team placed third in the 5K, with Keely Danielson setting the stride for the team and placing 6th with a time of 20 minutes and 7 seconds. Starting off their season on Tuesday was the women's golf team participating in the Central Region Fall Preview in Blue Springs, Missouri. The girls tied for 16th, with Maddie Akers leading the way as she shot an 83 for the Bearcats. The golf team will be back in action on Monday as they head to Tahlequah, Oklahoma for the NSU Women's Golf Classic. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Bearcat Update. You can follow us on Twitter at BearcatUpdate_8 or watch all of our previous episodes on YouTube at KNWT8. Thanks for watching and have a good night. Hey, me again. Make sure to check out all of our previous episodes of Bearcat Update up here, and for all other TV shows on KNWT Channel 8, click down here. See you guys next time.